This is Jonathan Agatha for Pro Boxing Fans. We're here in London. Taylor Serrano press conference April 30th for all the belts at lightweight. I'm joined by Matchroom CEO Frank Smith. Frank, how did you find today? Huge media turnout.
Yeah, great media turnout, and it's great to see. We had a huge media turnout in New York last week. Been massive opportunities in media opportunities outside of the norm of what we normally see for shows, and yeah, it's great to see. And it's what this fight deserves. A fight of this magnitude deserves this kind of following, and it's a good sign for the sport as well.
Obviously, tickets have done really well. Huge.
You sound like Eddie.
Huh?
You sound like Eddie.
Yeah, well,
I was going to say it. You stole my line.
Obviously, yeah, pre-sale tickets the second biggest in history. Why do you think that was the case? Did that surprise you?
No, look, I think it's a huge fight, isn't it? People have been waiting for this fight for a long time. So no, I expected big numbers, and it's great because it truly deserves it, and it just shows that people can't wait to see this fight actually happen. We've been working on it for 3 or 4 years, and it's finally here. And glad we could deliver it for Casey Taylor, and fair play to Amanda Serrano for taking it.
What have you made of Jake Paul's involvement in this promotion so far, and what else are you expecting from him?
I think he's good. I think he gets a lot of stick, but I think he's good for the sport. I think ultimately he has a care that he wants to grow the sport and build the fighters involved in it, which can only be good. And traditional boxing fans may not like his approach, may not like him fighting, but I think fair play to him. It's no different to you or I turning around tomorrow and going, I want to be a fighter. It's just the fact. No, and I'll get beat on my first fight. But it's just the fact that he's got a huge following, that he gets a lot of stick. But he's built that. And people say, he hasn't done the work, but he has in his own world. He's created that, and now he's just taking that into something new.
You announced Liam Smith and Jesse Vargas on the undercard. What else can we expect?
Yeah, you got Cruz DeZern as well on there, undisputed fight. Some big fights to go on the card as well, which we'll be announcing over the next week or two. So it's going to be a stacked card, top to bottom, and it's going to be great for the fans. I think we're going to end up with 18,000, 19,000 in MSG, sold out show, which you don't see often in American boxing.
A couple of quick ones. Obviously, last week we found out the purse bids went to Frank Warren for Fury versus Whyte. First of all, just a reaction to that. Were you expecting to win? I spoke to Eddie. He said, with regards to the split, it made it difficult. But yeah, just your reaction.
I think we always expected that, with the 80-20 split that they had it set at. Frank Warren had a better chance because his guy was on 80%. And he'll probably end up paying a similar amount to what our bid was with the deal we would have done with Tyson Fury. But it's a great fight. It's going to be a massive fight, and Dillian Whyte finally gets his opportunity to go in there and win that WBC belt. It's been a long time coming, and I truly believe he can go in there and do the job.
With it being a BT Sport box office fight, how much, if anything, will you guys be involved in any of the promotion? Like, will you be at any press conferences or?
I think that's something that we have to look at. Ultimately, there's been a lot of talk about, like, Eddie's been quiet about it, but it's not our fight to push. We're not going to go and make a poster and chuck it on our Instagram, are we? And go, congrats to Frank Warren. Like, they've put out one post when they won the purse bid. So it's not our job to go and promote it. That's for them to do. They need to go and promote it and try and get their money back for everything, all they paid for it.
Just moving on to the weekend's action, Jesse Rodriguez winning the world title. What did you make of the performance?
Yeah, great performance. I didn't know, I've got to be honest, Kevin Rooney, who sort of heads up our boxing team, he's been a massive fan of Jesse for years. And been pushing him, and said what a talent he is. And he showed on Saturday night he's going to be a superstar. He's the youngest ever world champion. He came up 2 weights in fight week, to go and take this opportunity. So fair play to him. Not many people are willing to take those risks, and he did it, and it paid off for him. And he's got lots of choices now to go from here.
Obviously, you made, he signed with you guys just before the fight, and you had other recent signings in America. Is there any plans this year to add more to the stable?
Yeah, look, we're always looking to sign quality fighters. We're always, I think, every week we're signing fighters. So we're always looking to do so, and I'm sure you'll see more announcements in the coming months of new fighters, whether it's up and coming talent or whether it's people who become available out of contracts. We're always looking to grow the stable. So if anyone's looking, give us a call.
Just wanted to pick up on something that Eddie was asked when he was out in America about Terence Crawford being a free agent and holding talks with him. What is the situation there, and is that a likely possibility of him signing with Matchroom?
Yeah, I think he said we'd spoken to representatives. I think it ultimately has to make sense for both sides. He has his value, and you then have to do the work to see whether you can get to that. Let's see how things play out. He's obviously a superstar, but whether his expectations fit in line with what we would be looking to do, that's something we'll have to wait and see.
Sticking with the welterweight division, people talking about Conor Benn on Saturday night after Chris Eubank's fight, him saying he could meet at catchweight. What did you make of that?
I'm not sure whether Eubank would come down, to be honest. I'm not a nutritionist, so I won't be able to tell you. But I think that's a fight maybe for the future. Massive fight. They're also at two different stages of their career. Conor's 23, Chris is 32, but definitely a fight for the future. Conor's going to be back out in April time. Announce that soon. But let's wait and see. Massive Eubank Benn again. Eubank Benn again. It rhymed.
Trilogy.
We'd have to have an argument about whose name goes first. I'd have to move out my house for a few months around it, wouldn't I?
Canelo Alvarez, obviously, we're waiting to see which way he goes. From your side, obviously, you've got Gennady Golovkin, Dimitri Bivol. Are you expecting him to sign maybe a one-fight deal with you guys or a two-fight deal for those two fights?
Look, we'd love to work with Canelo again. So, we'll be doing everything we can on that. Let's see how things play out. Lots of work going in. But that would be great. Can we do the Bivol fight and the Golovkin fight, as you say? It would be brilliant if we could. So let's see how that plays out. And ultimately, everyone wants Canelo's signature. He's the biggest name in world boxing. He's what he's done in his career. Everyone wants to work with him. So let's see.
And last one, fight week, obviously this week, Ali Pali, Jacobs against Ryder. What were you expecting from that this week?
Look, this is a big opportunity for both guys. John Ryder goes in there and he sort of steps onto those big fights if he can go in there and beat Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs has a lot to prove after some of the recent performances, and I think he's got his hunger back. So both of them have got something to take from this fight, and I think you're going to see a great fight between the two, and I think it's going to be a great night. Have over 6,000 people in there. The Romford Ball, Johnny Fisher's smashed the tickets.
How many has he sold?
2,500, maybe around that figure. So huge night, huge show on Saturday, and all live on DAZN.
Thanks, Smith. Appreciate your time.